l'e-commerce est devenu le principal canal de vente à distance. Au fil du temps, on observe les entreprises de plus en plus présentes sur Internet, ce qui influencerait les achats en point de vente ou par d'autres canaux de distribution. Nous avons fait venir une jeune start-up qui veut désormais révolutionner le commerce en ligne au Cameroun et en Afrique au travers d'une plateforme dénommée Shopbot. Il viendra dans un instant nous parler de cette boutique en ligne, éventuellement partager son parcours exceptionnel avec vous. Vous êtes sur Believe in Africa. Bienvenue! Mr. Etang Egbe, our guest today. Welcome to this show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Can you please introduce yourself to the televiewers?
As she said, my name is Etang Egbe. I'm 30 years old. I'm from Mamfe. I did my education in the University of Buea. Thereafter, I traveled to India to work as a software engineer. And now I'm back here in Cameroon.
Wow. Did you work somewhere before? Then after school, did you have time to work somewhere before starting with your project?
Yeah, after my education in Buea, I work as a network engineer here in Cameroon for over 9 months. Then I got an opportunity to work as a technical support engineer for Apple in India. Then I moved, that was in 2010. I moved to India. Then I worked as a technical support engineer for Apple. Then I moved to work for another software company, which is Subex. Then that was my last employer before I started my project, Shopbot.
Okay. At what moment did you decide to be an entrepreneur?
Well,
Is there any story behind?
Yeah, there's actually a long story behind, and all of this had to do with my experience in life. Because after spending years, over 22, because I moved to India when I was 22, after spending over 22 years in Cameroon, you tend to believe life is the way it is here in Cameroon, right? Then I got this opportunity to move in India. This was an entirely new world to me, right? And I moved to India. Arriving, I vividly remember when I arrived in Mumbai. It was different. The smell was different. It was an entirely different country.
It's a different environment. Yeah. It's a different continent.
At that age, I had to rediscover myself.
What age?
At the age of 22.
Okay.
I had to rediscover myself. I had to become a new person. I had to discover new people, interact with different people. Then, working with Subex, after working for Apple, working with Subex gave me an opportunity to travel in Africa. Because at that point in time, I was traveling mostly to visit our clients in Africa. And it gave me the opportunity to travel over 25 African countries. So the experience in living in Cameroon, then, or say living in Africa, then moving to India or in Asia and working in India and Singapore, then moving back again and traveling a lot of African countries, gave me a different perspective. And that led me to become an entrepreneur, mixed with other ambitions, but that gave me a different focus. It gave me a different perspective.
You actually the co-founder, is that right?
Yeah,
or you're the co-founder of a platform called Shopbot?
That's correct.
What is Shopbot?
So,
first of all, what's the meaning of the name?
Shopbot, so it's a combined name, right? So you look at the shop and the pot, as in French, you say ami or your friend.
Okay.
So it's a shopping friend. Yeah.
Mon pot. Okay.
Yeah, as in mon pot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
So it's as a shopping friend, because if you have a friend who is capable, because we have a shopping inconvenience in Cameroon where if you need to buy a product, you need to move from one location to the other to either find the right product or probably the right price. So we thought of how do we help people to reduce that amount of time. So that's where Shopbot came from. So what if you have a friend who can tell you, hey, this product is at this location, you can buy it there at this price. So you don't get to move from one location to the other. So that's where Shopbot came from. That's where the name Shopbot came from. To help people reduce the amount of time of shopping, help them locate exactly where to buy a product, the availability of a product at any store, as well as offers and discounts.
Shopbot is a platform?
Yeah, it's a platform.
Is it an app? You can have it...
you can have it on both Android and as we have the web app as well.
Okay, so apps on Android. So if I have any kind of device, I can go and download the application, then have it in my device, on my mobile. Yeah. Then how does it really work?
So if you have an Android mobile app, you have an Android mobile phone, you can directly go to the Play Store. You download Shopbot for free. It's one word. You download Shopbot for free. Now, directly from your phone, so long as you have internet, you can search for a product. So whatever product you need, you can just search for a product. The next thing is one button. you click to locate a store that is closer to you that sells that product.
Okay. All right. Right now, I download the application.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's available on my mobile.
Yeah.
I want to buy, let's say, I want to buy a phone. I want to buy a Huawei phone.
Yeah.
Let me just place it that way.
Yeah.
How does it work?
So the process.
How should I proceed?
So the process is you have the application in your phone. For those who are iPhone users, we are sorry to say we don't yet have the iPhone version.
Android. All right.
You can use our website because we have the web version of it, so you can still use it from your iPhone. So you proceed to go to the search button. Directly from the search button, you type the name of the product you need. Now you'll be displayed with different options and the minimum and maximum price based on the different shops that exist. From there, you click and select the product you want to buy. Say you want to buy a Huawei P10. Then you click to select the Huawei P10. Then we show you the complete characteristics of the product you want to buy and a shop that actually has a product in store. So it's not like you move to the store and they tell you, hey, we don't have this in stock. No, they actually have it. We give you the address and the phone number of this product.
How does supplier integrate the platform?
So suppliers,
if I want to be a supplier and I want to work with Shepherd, how does it go? So
as a business owner, you have this advantage of practically you call us up or we visit your shop. We take your business information, your geolocation and your business address as well as your contact information because we require this. Then so we have built two systems for business owners. For those who have inventory management system, we have an API that connects directly to their inventory management system. For those who don't have inventory management system, because if you look at the Cameroon retail market, over 80% of businesses don't have inventory management system. So we have built a small app from which they can manage their inventory. They just need a single click to be able to add their products as a business owner.
As a user, so they can be able to open an account?
Yeah, they can be able to open an account. Within 24 hours, they have an account and they can start adding their product to their inventory and they'll be available to consumers to be able to have access to that. Okay, so how do you monitor all that? So we have an amazing team, right? We have this one of my best or my proudest moment as an entrepreneur because I have this team that is very diligent. They work so hard. And how many are there? We are over 14 of us. 14? Yeah. All right. Yeah. All here in Cameroon? No, not all here in Cameroon. We have 10 here in Cameroon and 4 out of Cameroon. Okay. Yeah. So we have a team that is working day and night. Like right now, as I'm talking to you, my team is in office. I just left my office to show up here. Okay. So we work day and night to be able to monitor that. But more than that, we have put intelligence systems into place to be able to automate most of these activities and make them easy and fast to move forward. So we take care of everything from our own end and help businesses just within a click to add their information to our platform. How do you make money? Well, if you're a business owner and we are bringing you so many customers, we're increasing your customers because this is what Shopbot is all about. We want to help small business owners to be able to prepare themselves for the internet era into which we are moving because consumers today go to their mobile to be able to find a product before, know more information about the product, the price, before actually going to the store to buy it. So we want to be able to help these small business owners who do not have websites. They can afford websites, they can afford to sell an e-commerce website. So we want to be able to help them to attract digital consumers to their platform. And if you're a business owner, we are helping you to increase your revenue and the number of customers you're having. I think it makes sense to just pay us a small token of, say, 10,000. 10,000? Yeah. How's the percentage? Pardon? The percentage of commission you earn. So we don't make commission. Our services are subscription-based. We have between 10,000 to 30,000. So we keep it cheap. We want the least small business to be able to afford our services. So we have 10,000 to give you as much visibility as possible on all of your products. We have 18,000 that will give you beyond the product visibility. It gives you access. It gives visibility of all promotions in real life, all new products that you have in your store in real time. Then we have 30,000, which is for top businesses. We want to accompany or probably do what we call in French destockage. Okay, so you guys have a shop, but you don't have goods. Yeah, so Vous êtes une boutique en ligne qui ne vend rien. Well, that's also J'ai cru lire ça quelque part. Yeah, there was an article some time ago, I think a week ago, right? Yeah, so we just want to help consumers to be able to find products as easy as possible. We want businesses to be able to get in touch as fast as possible, get that close contact with your customers. So we are just there to link both, make the work easier. You can call us the Uber of retail, right?
What's the added value of ShopPot compared to the other platform?
So if you look at most of the other platforms, to begin with, ShopPot is the first to do this in this market because you have search engines, for example, like the other search engines. On search engines, you'll find a business, but you won't be able to find if they have the product available. On e-commerce platforms, you'll find a product, but you'll never know which business is actually selling the product. And moreover, the way e-commerce works in Cameroon, a product that may cost 30,000 in a shop, and an e-commerce website, it costs at least 35 or 40,000. So for a consumer, that's already a disadvantage. So we want to be able to let consumers to be able to feel their product themselves, know the quality of the product they want to buy before paying for the product.
Wow, this is fantastic. Okay, when did you actually launch it?
So ShopPot, we launched ShopPot in January 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when the product went live. That was the mobile app. We started with the mobile app in January 2017. And by January 2018, we will launch a web app because we saw this number of users that were really interested. Like, for example, the iPhone users, right? They would really want to have access to our platform. So we decided to launch a web app before optimizing that for iPhone. Okay.
What are the challenges you may face doing the activity you are actually put in place? Did you have some challenges on a daily basis? I don't know.
Probably, I will start by saying my challenges as an entrepreneur because my entrepreneur story didn't start in 2017. I started initially with a platform called Diet237. That was in 2016. That was to help us understand the landscape of the market in which we are. Now, thereafter, the challenges I faced helped me to be able to handle or structure ShopPot. In the sense, one of the very first challenges we were facing was human resource.
Okay, to find the right skill.
Yeah, to find the right skills. There's that difficulty. You get people with degrees, but to find the right skill is a difficulty. And as a startup, you need to understand we don't have the budget to be able to employ someone that will be able to.
So financial issues.
So financial issues, well, as a startup, that is always at the top of the list, right? So financial issues are always there. But in Cameroon, mostly it was a human resource issue to me.
So actually, how did you find the right skill? The right skill to build your team?
So this was a journey, like I was saying, in 2016, where I realized to find the right skill, it requires some training, me letting them know this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do at what time, you say. So that requires some training, some dedication into saying, hey, I have to show you what to do.
You train them yourself?
Yeah, I train them myself.
Oh.
So that's one thing I found fascinating in entrepreneurship is that I get to learn a lot. I get to learn a lot of things. It's fascinating, right?
If I want to be an entrepreneur, where do I start? I just want to be in the shoes of those people watching us today. I want to be an entrepreneur. I just wake up. Where do I start?
Well, there's never a place to start. There's never really a place to start. I mean, you need to have passion. Look for something you're passionate about. Okay. The moment you have something you're passionate about, like if you're a musician, you're passionate about music, don't sing in your bedroom. Add value to that. Let other people enjoy what you're singing. As an entrepreneur, that's what you need. Passion and value. The moment you can attach value to your passion, then there's nothing that can stop you. You can start from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Let's move now to the next step. I will mention name of some people you maybe know, you probably know, maybe in your environment. You tell us in some few sentences what you think about them, okay?
Yeah.
The first person, Rebecca Enongchong.
Well, my journey as an entrepreneur, particularly because I had to come and do my entrepreneurship in Africa. So Rebecca Enongchong happened to be one of the very first people who caught my eye. And when I got here in 2016, within the very first month, yeah, she was the very first person I met. And she's an inspiration to most Africans.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs he's like a mentor to me. He drives me every day, and he's a perfectionist. If you look at everything from an iPhone to the Mac, everything is perfectly made. And I had a chance to work in his company, so it's one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. And knowing Steve Jobs, probably not personally, but having lived in his era has been one of the greatest blessings in my life, I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
The President George Weah.
Well, George Weah is a huge example to Africans, right? Young Africans, those who are the diaspora, after having a life abroad, you should be able to come back to Africa. You should be able to know, no matter what you do in life, you can achieve anything. And that's what George Weah is showing today as the president of Liberia.
Okay, is there any particular sad moment or difficult time you went through and, after that, you learned something?
Yeah.
Any tough situation during your career or maybe, I don't know?
At the age of 22, like I was saying, I moved to India. That was different. That was completely different. And working in India and then moving back to other African countries and being in India, in a country where you can get jobs whenever you want. So those are experiences in my life, moving between Asia and Africa, that changed me a lot.
Who is actually your greatest inspiration?
My greatest inspiration, well, I have two persons in mind, my dad and Steve Jobs. My dad, a couple of months ago, he said something inspirational to me. There's this belief that your dream is what keeps you awake. But actually, your dream is not what keeps you awake. It's what makes you adapt. Because moving back to Cameroon, where life is completely different, to keep driving with my dream, I have to adapt to the life in Cameroon. So, well, Steve Jobs and my dad.
Wow. Okay, we are almost at the end of this show. I just want to know, did you have any project in short term? I don't know. Do you have any project?
Well, Shopbot is my only project, and orchestrating or changing the landscape of retail in Africa and in Cameroon is my long-term project.
How easy is it to be an entrepreneur in Cameroon?
Well, how easy? Nice. Well, it's a challenge, right? Being an entrepreneur is a huge challenge.
I just want to have your opinion.
It's a huge challenge, and it's not really that easy. It's not a piece of cake in Cameroon. Well, in Cameroon, being an entrepreneur is not really that easy. It's really a tough job. It's a tough nut to crack. And you have to go through a lot of learning phases. There are a lot of things you have to do manually. There's a lot of learning. There's a lot of teaching to do. For example, if you're in the tech sector like me, you have to be able to take the patience to teach people on how to use the platform. For example, businesses, you have to teach them how to use the platform. Now, beyond that, you're in a country where probably 20% of the persons have access to internet. So that practically leaves you with a small portion of the market, which you have to take care of. So it's not really that tick or tack. It's a tough nut to crack. Well, you have a lot of steps to go through. For example, you don't get support from the government, where you look like a country like Rwanda, where the government today is delivering medication to other rural areas using drones. We have startups doing drones here. You have startups here in Cameroon doing education. If the government can integrate these startups into the system, it will help startups to be able to stand. That support they can provide to startups to be able to integrate the system more easily, it will help startup grow.
Is it financial support? Is it administrative facilities?
It's more facilities, infrastructure, and less of finance, because finance is more about you prove your point and you get investment either from the government or from
an individual.
But the role the government can play here is to make the availability of infrastructure. For example, internet should be way cheaper than it is today. You see, people should have more access to the internet. I was talking about the population of Cameroon. How many people have access to internet? 20% of the country have access to internet. But of which, if the government is able to push internet to go further, it gives a wider market for startups. It gives a wider market for most of these entrepreneurs to be able to exploit. If the government can find a way to integrate some of this product, it provides support to these startups and entrepreneurs.
I think that the government actually is on its way doing that, because I remember it wasn't just easy to have a cheap cheaper phone call or data access.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy. Today
right?
we have 4G. So we just hope that we keep the
momentum, right? Yeah.
What's the last message you want to pass over there?
Well, start now. Whatever you want to do, don't let anything stop you. The American dream or the European dream or the diaspora dream, you can build it right here. The question you need to ask yourself is, where did America start to get to where they are today? Where did France start to where they are today? There are other Europeans and Americans who sat back and built their countries. So your passion, add some value to it and give it to the general public.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
See a young entrepreneur like you make us proud. We can only wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be here.
C'est ici que s'achève ce programme. On espère vous avoir longuement édifié. Merci pour votre fidélité. Alors, restez en compagnie de nos programmes. Ciao, ciao.